Hello, world.
Are we live?
Yes. And I was trying. Do you remember what Colton Bates' Facebook name is, Kat? So I was going to invite him because he introduced me to this game.
Wasn't it?
If he's played it before, he's going to be like, you guys don't even get it. It's so much more nuanced than that.
Oh, there. Oh.
Oh, wow. Sam, do you also, after you use the bathroom, sometimes just like bolt off the toilet and then sprint for a short period of time like this Sam does? Is that just a Sam thing that Sam's do?
Yeah. Leaving urgently. It's the phrase we like to use.
Sometimes when Sams are on the toilet, they're just suddenly gripped by urgency and they're not even like done and they just still have to bolt. But as you get older as a Sam, you learn like to resist that long enough to finish your business.
Yeah, the great terror. Sometimes you just got to keep the terror at bay.
Okay, so playing a game called Microscope, commonly referred to as Microsoft by people like me and one-time Jonathan. What's the name of the guy that made this game? I know that we're talking to no one, but his name's Ben Robbins. Microscope, a game by Ben Robbins, cool role-playing game. It's essentially about like history making and world building. You and your friends can collectively build a world together from scratch, or you can pick a sort of existing world and flesh it out together. We're playing in the world of Tough Guy Mountain and the Brandscape, which is something that we use for a role-playing game that we've been making together called Bodro Plaja, and we're doing this as like a fun change of pace. We've already made a whole bunch of historical events from like other times we played around in Tough Guy Mountain from our like art practice. So like the fictional version of our art shows are all in here, and then just like other mythology that has been made up. So we're not, the first part of this game is very much about like building the world from scratch. We're not building the world from scratch. We have the skeleton of the world already in place. So we're just going to essentially today zoom in on one specific moment in history and really like flesh it out and role play in that world. So the way this works is that one of us will be selected as the lens, and they're like the starting player, but they also definitely decide a lot about how the game is going to start. The lens declares the current focus of the game, and the focus is a part of history that we're going to explore right now. And then each player takes a turn creating either a period, an event, or a scene. The lens goes first, and then we go around the table to the left. We don't have a table because we're online. But, you know, I don't know what it looks like on the stream. I'm going to actually look right now. I'm going to go to twitch.tv something specwork/specwork. That's what I mean by just to see what people see at home so we can be consistent in that way. Ooh, there's a nice little ad playing. With that show about mermans.
Yeah, because we're affiliates now.
We just got affiliate status.
Really? Congratulations.
Last time we what was the last role play night that we did? We got
two.
Yeah, and
2
now
weeks
you
ago.
can also give us bits. You can cheer bits, and every bit cheered, we get 1 penny.
Nice.
What about
I can also subscribe for 20% off right now. That'd be really nice.
That's a deal.
I don't know about the ads. I'm not sure if you can link the save. I think you have to. It says, yeah, I don't know anything about the ads.
So we're gonna play with we're gonna start with Sam as the lens. No pressure, Sam, even though you're the only person who's never played this before. And our order is gonna be Sam, Jonathan, Kat, Ian.
I feel like you're putting me first, which means it's really hard.
like I don't like this game can be very low stakes. Like we're going to explain and go through it and try to remember the rules as well as possible. But really, it's just like, so Sam, if you want to start browsing through the existing history and pick, just like all you really have to do as a lens right now is essentially pick a period of history that interests you. Because then we're going to go around. So each player takes a turn creating either a period, event, or a scene. So periods are like eras, like where a whole bunch of important events happened. Events are like, single titled things that happen. And then scenes are literally like, we're going into like a real-time investigation of like what took place during an event.
Scenes are the like role-playing part.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Like, an event, like there's no like limit on any of these things. Like, so an event could have 10,000 scenes and a period could have 10,000 events. It's really just like how dense you want to make the history and how many times you play this game. So the lens goes first, then go around the table to the left. What you create must relate to the current focus. So Sam, you get to create the focus, which is the part of history we're going to explore right now. So that's up to you. You don't have to pick right this second because I'll keep explaining things. But if you want to just like look and just, pick something off the menu you think is fun. And then yeah, we go, then Jonathan each player takes a turn creating either a period of it, blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, wait, okay, we're picking the focus. After picking the focus, what do we got here? Because I think I was still just reading the part where it was like history making.
I'm somewhere between the first executives and the discovery of the first brand, or the first stream.
Oh, nice. We're going back to early times.
Yeah, real early. I'm so, if I can like cards on the table here, the thing I'm immediately picturing is I want to figure out the Tufka Mountain equivalent of a quest for fire.
What's a quest for fire?
It's a 1980s movie, I think, about cavemen, and they have like a fire that they use for their little society of cooking and stuff, but it goes out and they have to go on a big long journey to try and find fire because they don't know how to make it.
Nice.
And there's no talking. I'm
fun
trying to imagine a real like a prehistoric Tufka Mountain where nature is truly the god.
Right, because I guess we still don't have if you're going at that point, according to this, we don't have wait, you said you wanted to go between what period of time did you say it was again? Between which events?
Not between those events. Those are just the events I was kind of thinking about. So the first executives, the discovery of the first stream, like, origin stories.
Right. Yeah. If it was like after the first executives, it would be kind of funny because like Jonathan and I, as like our real life selves, are like extracted from the game and turned into monsters, but like you and Kat would still be like playable characters just as yourselves. Like dealing with the fact that like your best friends have been transformed into demons. But if we want to go back before that, the discovery of the first stream, like, yeah, we're just like in the brandscape. I don't even know, like we probably like, we made a camp or something like that. Like I like to imagine that the bunch of us, we just discovered the brandscape. I guess that's where it starts. Then we figured out brands. And then we like made the Tough Guy Mountain Collective up, and then we discovered what brand mutation was. And then the first virus hit, and it really changed everything.
Very contemporary.
Very what?
Contemporary.
Can I just role play our first year painting class?
Yeah, your first year painting class where Jonathan and I weren't in it, so we were both just demons on the outside.
Yeah, that's why.
Everyone outside your first year painting class was a demon, Kathy.
And some people inside too.
Not yet, they weren't. Unless there were actual like viruses in your class.
Well.
Oh, I'm just gonna read out loud. I've like just highlight like as I read through this rule book, I did highlight some things I thought that they were very like clever rule explaining. And this is because this was like just a gameplay guide, so I just want to read it out loud again. It says like describes how you're supposed to build on each other in this game. So like it's almost like an improv exercise in terms of like, you know, if the cat suggests something, you can't take it away, but you want to build on top of it. Right. And it talks about that's like the way that you collaborate. But then it says, it's got this nice section where it says ... but don't collaborate. Nothing, this is on page 27, Sam. But don't collaborate. Nothing will kill your game faster than playing by committee. When it's someone else's turn, don't coach. Explaining the rules is fine, but don't suggest ideas. Even if another player wants ideas, don't give them. Let them come up with something. Be interested in what other players create. Ask questions, demand clarification. But if there are contradictions, point them out. If there are contradictions, point them out, but resist the urge to make suggestions, even tiny ones. You've already inspired them with your own contributions to the history. Now wait and see what they do with it. Keep your poker face. I definitely like don't like have that like ability yet. Like at least the first time we played it, like it's like to like really. I feel like this game would be best when everyone does act like that. But I still like found I couldn't like or like we all couldn't really help but like, you know, want to help someone come up with the coolest possible thing or whatever.
Right.
Essentially, it's like this game really wants shit disturbers with ideas, I think.
That sounds like a really dumb tagline for an accelerator.
Shit disturbers with ideas.
Yeah, we're looking for shit here at Brain Station. We're looking for shit disturbers with ideas.
Very, very cringe, Johnny. Hi, I'm very cringe, Johnny, and here at Brain Station, we're looking for shit disturbers with ideas.
Oh, I thought of an idea. It's not a good idea. I thought of an idea called the accelerator. And it's like an accelerate. It's like, you know how the best pyramid scheme is always like teaching other people how to teach other people to do things. This is like an accelerator for people who want to run their own accelerators. Mm-hmm. And so this would be a good tagline for it. Shit disturbers with ideas.
Like the guy that finally says, okay, look, folks, we got a level about Ty Lopez. How he really made the money was selling these classes. You want to run a class? Here's how you run one of these classes.
Do you think there is a world anywhere where like grifters are honest with each other and they talk about like they have good seminars on like how to grift?
No, because they don't need to talk to each other.
Yeah, you're right. I'm asking that question somewhat facetiously. Like, there's no way that exists. But like,
I think
what would it do? What would it be like if it did?
I think it would exist.
Focus on that tonight.
If those people designed their lives in such a way that they would ever collide with each other, I think they would be able to talk frankly about like how it is that they've structured this thing. But sort of like the pyramids that they have are like they are built in such a way that they never touch. Like they're distanced by their own companies, sort of intentionally. They've structured their lives to not have to deal with other people like them.
Isn't the thing though that that I'm talking about? Like, isn't that grifters talking to other grifters? Like grifters teaching grifters how to grift?
Mm-hmm.
But it's never like openly framed as grifting.
It's all I mean, they still like when they teach other grifters how to grift. They more like teach you how to make your millions. They don't teach you how to like grift.
There's still the like in the Tim Ferriss book 4 Hour Work Week, which is like a great like teaching people how to grift thing. There still is the presumption that you are giving people valuable experiences, or you're like generating value in the work that you're doing.
I guess I think a good like analogy for this is like in the pickup artist book, The Game, which is like I mean I haven't read it, but like my understanding is that like they're open about the fact that they're exploiting women in it, right? Like there's
Right.
like you can trick someone into like dating you or having sex with you or
Yeah.
whatever your goal is. So like what if there was like a book like that, like here's how you can like get people to like, you know, funnel money into your grift. Like if you're going to be a real alpha male grifter, here's like if there was like a game for grifters, because like the game is essentially honest in that it's like helping
Like it's on the table about, you know, being creepy and, you know.
yeah, and like the like in the game, women are like an exploitable like subject matter. Where in most grifts, you're being invited to participate and not being told that you're an exploitable subject matter. You're like, let me let you in on these secrets, when in fact I'm trying to exploit you. Or like if there was a game where it was grifters helping grifters be grifters.
There's a book called 7 Ways to Influence People, which I read cynically thinking it would be funny because it would be like, you know, a how to grift people book. And I just wanted to read what it was like to be a crazy business person. But actually what it was a psychology book about a guy who had gotten duped a bunch of times and then did a bunch of psychology research into like, so how does that keep happening to me and why? Yeah, it's actually a very funny and charming book that has a lot of interesting insights into marketing and how it works.
Oh damn, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I gotta pee 1 sec.
Sure. Sure glad Kat and Jonathan aren't here anymore.
We're always here. Just formulating some posts. I'm just trying to drum up some attention. You know what they say?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I'm trying out a promoted post on Instagram for the first time because I made this like NFT meme that I'm really proud of. So I'm promoting that meme. So I'm excited to see how that goes. No results yet, but you know.
Oh, I don't think. I mean, I haven't talked to Maya again. But I checked in with her via text like 15 minutes ago, and I don't think she's going to. I mean, she might surprise us and join us, but it sounds like she's in the grips of the migraines and will not be able to join us, unfortunately.
That's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
You should give her some shrooms or acid.
I gave her shrooms once, just a microdose, and it like ruined her day. She had the worst time. She like took a microdose, but for a microdose, I gave her a very small amount to like a quarter of what I would take for a microdose, and it was like, and I was like, oh, you're just on shrooms now. Like you're just like stressed out by yourself in my parents' attic, like being like, why do I feel this way?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
I found so
Cat.
the way we start playing is essentially like once like Sam picks the scene and Sam picks the focus of the evening, and then we start from there, and then the way it works, if you go over to Intern Fest in the golden age of branding, the way a scene works is that you ask a question. And so in our two examples we have here, we have why are so many A-list interns absent from the planning session of Intern Fest? And the other one was who poisoned the food at Intern Fest? So we state that question, and that's the question that like will be the guiding light of essentially like what we're trying to figure out through role playing. And then we set the stage. I'll explain what that means in a second. We choose characters, and then we reveal. Everyone chooses characters, and then everyone reveals thoughts. And we will have to go through each of those things to fully understand how to play before we start. But then I think we can just start. So yeah, stating the question. A question can establish facts or stack the deck. If something is declared in the question, it's going to happen. There's no avoiding it. Craft your question carefully and push the scene in the direction you want to explore. So Sam, as the person who's going to ask the question, like whether maybe I forget if it was Kat or Jonathan who did this, but when they asked the question, who poisoned the food at Intern Fest, it was clear that the thing that is now canon is that the food was poisoned at Intern Fest.
Right.
That can be elaborated on, or like, you know, there can be more to it than that, but we can't come to a conclusion in our role play session that like, oh, the food actually, like, you know, like at the last second, little intern Johnny came in and stopped the food from being poisoned. Like that gets taken off the table essentially. The example they give is, if the question is, why does the king betray his country? We know the king is going to do it. Nothing can prevent it. You would get totally different scenes if you ask, does the king betray his country? Or what did the warlord pay the king to betray his country? Because then maybe the king took the money, but then ended up having a change of heart. So we set the stage, so we decide which event the scene is in. If there's already scenes in that event, put it before or after one. We review established facts, so we have to refresh everyone's memory of what we already know. So like at least like first, some of the stuff will be stuff that we've already done together. If it's not, like I'll explain what actually that event is if it's not clear to everyone. Don't create anything new at this point. Just review what already happened. So this is like the examples they're giving. This is like we've been playing this game for a long time, or we're pretty much pretending we've been playing this game for a long time because we have been creating Tough Guy Mountain for a long time. Where, why, what just happened, or what's next. Describe the scene physically, takes place, and what's going on. Are the characters here for a reason? Is there something they intend to do? What happens before? Blah 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 blah. Their examples are always really good, so I'll just read them for fun. It's night shift on the bridge of the Icarus, and the captain should be asleep, but he's checking on his green crew. We know the ship is going to discover the ghost planet, but that hasn't happened yet. It's a normal cruise so far.
Ghost planet?
Yeah, the one thing I like about this rule book is they give a different, like every time they give an introduction, it's not from the same story. Like they have to, like they make up an entirely new world with every example that you just like have to wonder about. So that's the setting the stage. That's just like establishing that we all know what's going on.
Right.
Like when, where, how, why, blah, blah, blah. So the next thing is choosing characters, which there's specific rules about. And again, Sam, you as the lens, you have a lot of power in how this first scene works. So requiring and banning characters. So Sam, like you might be like, let's say that you decide that we're doing it after the discovery of the first stream brand mutation, but before the first virus. So we have the TGM collective. There's no, well, anyways, you could decide, so requiring and banning characters, you could decide like, all right, like Jonathan and Atlee have to be there. But for whatever reason, like Ian and Kat are not, they can't be there. They're like, you don't have to even say what they're doing, but we just have to like assume like, oh, Ian and Kat went foraging. We will not be in this scene.
That'd be cool if like it's like in this universe, this version of the TGM Artist Collective is also like a commune.
I was talking about this a little bit with Kat, or at least like in that I was trying to come up with other like names for our real life characters, and that like if we do imagine that like Tough Guy Mountain is the thing that fictionally came out of our real life selves, and that at one point in the story we were like Jonathan and Kat and Sam and Ian, but like, you know, just to try to like bridge the gap into like, I don't know, kind of like when Michael Jordan goes into like Space Jam, you know, world, and he's with Bugs Bunny and everyone and stuff like that. Like I was to allow us to more like role play characters that are more based on us, because like, you know, like Ivan's not very much, like Ivan and Joan are not that much like they're kind of clownish versions of us. But like, anyways, as character Bridget Cap, I was thinking, oh, little intern migraine is here.
Intern migraine here. Oh.
How you feeling, Maya?
I took some medication and listened to some existential risk podcasts, which always calms me down, and I'm feeling a bit better.
What is that
Yeah,
podcast
is that
about?
like the most hardest version of Risk, the board game?
It's like you're playing Risk, but everyone has guns to their heads.
Yeah.
No, it's a podcast. It's called End of the World with Josh Clark, and it's a podcast about all the existential risks that could cause humanity to be irreparably damaged. So, like AI or nanotechnology or pandemics, or it's really good. And I've re-listened to it so many times, and I listen to it to calm down. I love it.
But it's very unique that it would calm you down. Like to most people, it sounds like that would be what would stress them out.
Yeah, I wake up and I think about those things and I feel very stressed.
Sam listens to those to wake up in the morning. He's like all relaxed and sleepy, and then he listens to those. He's like,
I've got to get going. I've got to get that.
Well,
I
you
only have
don't
so
really
much
have
time.
control over it. Like you don't. It's not like you need to like maximize your life to have control over it. People need to start making like decisions now, so that like 200 years from now, the existential risk that we started won't affect our great ancestors.
Wait, is it that we don't have control over it, or that we need to change our lives now?
Well, like us, like right now, we don't have that much control. But if we were to start like putting our resources in, or like start like studying this and like making decisions about it, and like changing like decisions that Congress made, then maybe we would have control over it.
You should read. Oh God!
Whoa! Why is there somebody coming?
You don't even have control over whether Ian walks behind you or not and scares us.
I really don't.
You should I'm listening to an audiobook right now that is like really similar to this. It's a recently released sci-fi book called
What's it called?
Ministry of the Future.
Okay.
And it's really good. I'll send you the audiobook file.
Please.
It's similarly about people. It's about people confronting climate disaster and them making a new sort of arm of the UN whose job it is to represent future generations and non-human entities.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think if you find this relaxing or that podcast relaxing, this you'll also find relaxing. And each chapter is spoken by a different person, like because each chapter is a new character and they get a whole new voice actor in. It's very high production values.
Is it just about the environment, or is it all the other
politics is a big part of it. It's just about the world, sort of, but climate disaster is sort of the thing that is causing all this other drama to happen.
Sounds great. Please send it to
Yeah.
me. I love this stuff. It calms me when I have migraines. Okay, so catch me up on where we are in the story.
We haven't started. We're still kind of like refreshing ourselves on the rules and also explaining the rules as we know them to Sam. Oh, but I also before we go into this, I wanted to talk a little bit because Sam's the lens, and Sam had expressed interest in doing a scene like in really, really early Tough Guy Mountain history, like before there was even a TGMHQ or any viruses or executives. And so I just wanted to share my thoughts on like where I imagined this like weird transition period of time before we all turn into cartoon executives and interns, which is like we're all like kind of ourselves at that point in time, but like it's sort of like more fun if ourselves are still turned into like fictional characters. And that like I kind of pictured that, like Sam and Kat and Jonathan were going to OCAD and stuff like this, and started like imagining Tough Guy Mountain. And like from that point on, like that imagined universe becomes their reality very quickly, starting from this like really early point in the story. So like picturing you're like creating a new character based off yourself at that point, I guess, would be the way to role play it. But I also thought we should come up with fictional names for those characters just to make it more fun, because our names are boring. Even if they're just, I was gonna just make Jonathan have to be Carol. Like simple adjustments like that, like, you know, like I wanted to be
memo to receive.
I wanted
We're
to
now
be
referring to Jonathan as Carol, making some simple changes around the office.
Yeah, I should never have given Ian that power in court with a lawyer present and signed that.
Well, it's a little better than Pac.
But you did, so there's no complaining about it. Just to be clear,
He just basically has a Carol switch that he can flip whenever he wants.
I wanted you guys to help me like rename all our friends right now in the most simple way. I wanted to be Soda, because that's what people called me in like junior high school. And I think it's cute.
It is cute.
Still based on my name.
There was a guy who was my age who started tagging that, and then everyone thought it was Ian's brother who was doing it.
Really?
Yes.
Who is tagging Soda?
Theo Meltzer.
Theo, yeah, I remember this. Theo Meltzer, who grew up for like at least for a brief period of time to be like a really shitty like grifter street artist.
Yeah, totally. He did talks at like schools and stuff. Like
What's
he
a
would
tag?
do like presentations.
He had an amazing like he had a low voice, but he was also someone who like he sounded like someone who was like faking a low voice to sound more masculine, but he actually had a low voice, so it was this like kind of incredible artifice. Like he just like sort of talked like this, and just like you definitely have a low voice, but you're making it like you don't need to compensate. It's like you don't need to compensate for anything, but you're still doing it anyway. So it was like a double layered low voice. And
he always always joked about jerking off in junior high. Joking about jerking in junior high, which is very alpha. He also once pooped in the slide at the elementary school. He like, also so like, there's a closed slide, so people would go into the slide and just run into his poo. He was expelled from junior high for apparently writing shit on the bathroom wall, allegedly, with shit. Damn. Yeah. My mom really didn't like him. Like he was like the trouble kid that she wanted my brother to stay away from. Well, then that's hilarious that maybe they were out spray painting together, and somehow Theo got the blame placed on him. Yeah, it was all Brendy. It was all me, actually, and I blamed it on my little brother, who blamed it on Theo. This is my coming out party. Yeah, like, I don't know. We could call Sam Robert, or we could come up with something more fun. Any ideas, anyone? Pretty funny. What do you think, Sam?
Robbie.
Robbie?
To it.
I like it. It's kind of like I think of the pop star that rips off all his skin in that music video.
Ooh, I love that music video.
What?
His name's Robbie something, right?
You don't know that video?
No.
There's a video, and it's like it's Rock DJ is the name of the song.
It's an amazing song, and the
Rock
video is wonderful.
DJ. And there's like this guy, and there's all these like disaffected modeling women rollerblading around in a circle, like at a club, and he's in the middle, and they're ignoring
him.
Is this the
what?
new song?
They're all like
No,
not turned on and irritated at the guy until he starts ripping off his skin. And
well,
then
he starts stripping, and they're all like annoyed by him, like he's trying to get attention, and they like this guy, he's just like stripping. He like strips all the way naked, and they like don't care, and then so he starts ripping off his skin. And then they're all like, oh, this is kind of cool and hot. And then he like starts ripping off his muscles and tossing them out to the crowd. And they like catch the muscles and like rub them on their face. And they're all like, think it's really hot and cool.
Yeah.
I'm showing it on the stream so people can see it as we're talking.
Yeah, there we go. Robbie Williams. There we go. Robbie Williams.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking of that.
He's very much, I mean, he's kind of the opposite of Sam. So I think it's. All right, you're Robbie.
I was thinking of the name.
For Cat, I have like Bloom or Key, but you know we could make it a little bit better than that. What do people think?
What about just Blue?
Blue is very nice and gender neutral.
Could we make it BLOO?
Isn't that the
Yes.
character in Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
Ah,
Yeah, that's definitely it.
I mean, I'll give it a quick Google. BLOO. No, nothing's
maybe-
like Blue
maybe
from
not.
Blue's Clues.
Oh no, but that's a good reference too. That's just BLUE.
Oh, there's also something called Blue, which is a BLOO, which is a toilet cleaning product.
No, don't, not that.
Expert in fragrance cleaning, from rim blocks to in cistern. Blue's
Rim blocks.
fragrance-full aromas help your Lou make the best seat in the house. Oh, there's also a
British, that's
rapper
even
named
worse.
Blue.
And
Kat, do you have
that's
any objections to
BLOO.
being blue?
Which is the one that is the same? Which is the one that has the association with toilets?
Well, that one. All the things we just said were BLOO. I'm offering you some agency here. You know, you don't. I'm not going to force you to be a toilet cleaning product.
I'll just be BLUE like Blue's Clues,
BLUE.
yeah, like just regular blue.
Yeah, like the color.
The
Yeah.
traditional.
Conservative blue.
I'll be
All
traditional.
right, we got Carol, Blue, Soda, Robbie. What do we want to call Maya?
Ben.
Just Ben. Benji.
That
Is
just
Ben-
sounds good.
Is Ben short for Benjamin?
I guess, yeah. I'm trying to think if there's something better.
Benny Boy.
This is the climax of the Robbie Martin videos happening behind us right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I should make a YouTube video about that because like it will capture the zeitgeist of like people
Ew. Oh,
not
it's so
talking
brutal.
about it, but also like
I
having
thought
great
it would be
meaning in
totally
it.
different, but no, you're right.
And this was just on like Much Music. Like it was a mainstay in the countdown for a while, and it was like just on normal TV for like children and teens.
Which is good.
Oh, he's like tearing off his muscles too?
Yeah,
Wow. Cool.
yeah. And he didn't have any reason to do this. Like he was a very like normal pop star.
Yeah. It's a great move. I would like be happy knowing that.
Wow. He just ripped off his ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Oh man. Cool. Enough of that.
Any thoughts on Maya's name? Starting with
Something like edgy and like sciencey.
edgy and sciencey.
Dave.
Mark.
Mark?
And Kat said Dave. What did you say, Ian?
I thought Kat said babe.
Babe. Doc. Yeah, Doc.
You want to be Doc?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doc. I also want to do some key important people out of here. I want to do Esther. I want to do Kale. I want to do Atlee. Let's start with Kale. I had Weird written down as a reference to the Kale Weird show, but I don't actually like that as a name.
No, not as a first name. It should be his
No.
last name, but
Yeah.
it's a good last name.
No Kyle?
No, we already used it.
because Kyle is like the demon he becomes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower's kind of cute. We got Collie.
Coin?
He's already Kyle Litecoin, but I guess that could be
Well, Kat
Oh,
heard it
yeah.
as Klein.
Klein. Sounds evil.
Oh, what about the opposite of Klein, Calvin?
Calvin?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Calvin Wire.
Calvin Weird.
Yeah. Oh, we could call him Cal, which is
yeah,
the mispronunciation of his name, which is
amazing.
nice.
Perfect. Cal Weird. I don't know why we haven't thought of that before.
Cal.
Call. is also a name.
Call.
Okay, let's do one for Atlee. Sam, looking at you to start this one off. Because we have to come up with something that Atlee would like. That's why you're the boss of this. Sam.
Yeah, it's hard.
You're the project manager on this project.
Okay.
Yeah. You're the lens on this part of the
Wait.
game.
There's an unknown user here.
I think that's just Jonathan because he disappeared from the thing.
Yeah, we're eating curry.
Okay.
No one wants to see that.
No one wants to see
It's a
it.
very good curry, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
excellent.
it's you can talk about it, just no one wants to see it.
It is quite pretty. Can we?
It just means more screen time for the three of us. Like everyone's just looking at us and not distracted by Jonathan and Kat.
Your stream is really awesomely glitched out right now, Ian. You should go check it out on the stream.
Oh yeah, cute. I'm cute.
Looks really nice.
All right, Sam, give us an indicator. Give us something to start with.
Homer?
Homer? She would like Homer?
I don't know if you would like Homer.
Yeah,
That's so good.
Homer is awesome.
Homer as a girl's name is pretty.
Like what? At least as a last name.
What?
At least as a last name.
Her name is Homer Lisa.
No, at least as a last.
Oh, at least. Her name is Homer Barton.
Yeah, Atlee
Homer
loves
Barton's
me
a
Simpsons
Marge.
more than me.
Call her Marge Homer.
Yeah, she just thinks it's neat. So, little Simpsons ref for you.
I like the.
I'm trying to think of like not Ashley, like a name that isn't Ashley, and it's
Yeah, I was like Ashley, and I was like, we could call her Lee, we could call her Ash.
Aisha.
yeah. The brain stops.
We could call her Leash. We could call her
Oh, leash is good.
Al.
Or Lee.
Leia.
Leia Homer. Leia Homer.
Leia Homer's pretty funny.
Like the full name, her first name is Leia, like Princess Leia, and her last name is Homer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's spelling.
All right, you go over the. I'm going to write that down, Leia Homer, and you clear that with her. Your next early. Okay, we went for Esther, just in case we role play this again and she's a character. We might as well.
Emma.
Or, what's the name of I feel like she would like to be a goth or an emo kid.
Oh my God, Maya and I saw the most amazing wrestler last night. I was watching basketball and I changed it to wrestling during the commercials, and there was this goth wrestler, and she was an incredible performer. I think her name was Ashley Bliss. Let me look her up.
That's a very good one.
Yeah, she was amazing. Did you tell her?
It's not Ashley. Oh wait, is it? No, it's not Ashley Bliss. I'm gonna look up WWE Raw wrestler Bliss.
Ah, it is delicious.
What
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, she was so good.
She just looks like a crappy like Harley Quinn goth type. But like her performance was incredible. Like she was she was just like, I don't know, she was like extremely athletic. She was just like really quick and creepy, and she would like do these like normal wrestling moves. She was really, really small. And then she'd like do these normal wrestling moves and then like strike a creepy pose and then just like crawl around on the ground like a demon for a while for no reason. I was like, yeah, it was great. Alexa Bliss. Anyways, we call her Alexa. That's kind of funny because it's also like the Google thing.
Oh yeah.
Would she like
Alexa
that?
Homer.
I don't know. You can ask her later, but what do you all think?
If we choose Siri, there's more S's in it, which is in her real name. Esther Siri.
Sure. Want to call her Siri? Or is that too much?
Okay, I'm gonna make a call on this and say she wouldn't like that.
She wouldn't like Siri, or she wouldn't like Alexa.
I don't think she'd want to be like an AI. I don't think she would find it engaging.
She likes being a hologram, I think. I think she likes it all right. Like, not
Yeah,
particularly.
I elaborate.
Okay, I want to elaborate. This is like a normie, like everybody uses this like very vanilla, like AI. I feel like she would want to
What do
be
we call
like.
her? Alex, like ALIX.
That's a bit better. I still think like we're not really like we're not capturing her essence with Alex. Like Esther doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to make this decision.
Eleanor is a similar name to Esther.
Eleanor's better.
Eleanor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Emil?
Eleanor.
Emil's good too. Did you say Avonlea?
Emily. I think.
Emily. Emily's kind of good. I think Esther would like that.
Emily's good. Okay, I'm glad that like I stuck up with her for her.
Okay. Emily is what we're going with.
Uh-huh.
Like the dorky French indie film character.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, that's a very Esther aesthetic, that movie.
Yeah, I think she would find that funny. Any other people we should name from this period?
Just Goth Emily.
Goth Emily. I'm not going to make up a new Queenie and Carmen right now. We've done enough good work today. Okay, so
yeah, initial good first step of world building is setting the stage with characters.
that was part of us setting the stage. So the step 3 when we actually start playing is choosing characters, which is like Sam as a lens. We'll get to require and ban characters. We started talking about that. He can decide that like Carol and Blue have to be in it, and Soda and Robbie are not allowed to be in it. Banning seemingly essential characters can lead to very different scenes. So we all Sam gets to require and ban the characters, but we all get to pick characters in sequence. Each player picks a character to play in the scene. The person to the right of the player making the scene picks first, then continues to the right. All required characters must be played. So there's actually this kind of funny mini game in this chunk of it where it's just like if Sam says that Carol and Blue have to be in it, and then myself and Maya and Jonathan don't pick them, Sam and Kat are forced to pick those 2 characters to meet the requirements that Sam set down.
Yeah, because we could just pick anybody. Like we can make up a new person. Right?
Yeah, we could be like, I'm playing the
the
sentient scarecrow that happened to be nearby. Yeah, so if you're one of the last 2 players to pick, you may be forced to choose a required character if they haven't already been taken. You can invent a completely new person on the spot or pick someone who has already appeared in the game, even if it's a character someone else played previously. I highlighted this for some reason. All you need is a few words to describe the character, including any relationships they have to other characters. And their example is a down-and-out miner, the king's lover, the lieutenant to the commander of the invasion force. Each of those is all the detail you need to create a character. So yeah, we don't need to pick a person that exists. We can just like describe something pretty random. Remember, our goal is to answer the original question that was asked by the lens. Okay, so that's step 3. We all choose characters. Step 4, which I think is the final step, is reveal thought. So each player states one thing their character is thinking about the upcoming scene. Start to the right of the player making the scene and continue to the right. All players, the same order as picking characters. Your thought could reveal what your character is going to do or highlight what your character expects to happen. Revealed thoughts are a powerful tool for influencing the scene. They let you give the other players hints about where you want the scene to go. Don't reveal thoughts that answer the question before the scene even starts. So like if Sam asks the questions like, where did they find the first virus? And Maya's character's thoughts is, I know the first virus is hiding under that rock. That would ruin the scene, so don't do that. The navigator wonders why they're really being sent to Corvus 4. He can't believe they'd send a ship all the way out here just to take spectrographic readings. Your thoughts can be about other players' characters, but you're only saying what your character thinks or believes. The other player gets to say what their character really did or is doing. The example is the navigator thinks the lieutenant sold them out to the hegemony. Did the lieutenant do it, or is the navigator barking up the wrong tree? The lieutenant's player gets to decide. We'll see him play, or maybe when the lieutenant reveals his thoughts. So let's start playing. I just want to highlight one other important rule that I remember well from last time we played, and that's about secondary characters. So we can, at any point while we're playing our primary characters in this scene, invent a secondary character or start playing a secondary character. The biggest difference is that the primary character, like you have a lot of agency and control over your primary character in this. Like, so if I'm playing Robbie, Maya can't tell me what Robbie does. She can try to make something happen to Robbie, but I ultimately get to control what Robbie does or doesn't do. If any of us are introducing and playing secondary characters, they're like a free-for-all. Like anyone can take over them and make things happen to them with no chance of like recovery from that. So introduce and play secondary characters needed. During the scene, everyone should be trying to answer the question. Keep looking at the question as you play. The scene ends when the players know the answer to the question. After the scene is over, you will look at what happened and decide whether it was light or dark. If another player makes something happen in the world outside their character, but you have a different idea of where the scene should go or how the world should be, you can push to change it. You suggest an alternative, and all the players vote to decide which one happens. So I'm just going to quickly review the rules of how a scene works. So we're trying to answer the question. We can't change the future, so we can't change anything that happens after whatever scene Sam picks. So like we can't make it so that the second virus never existed. We can't make it so that Condomaxium never happened. Like those things are canon and can't be changed. We can only focus on this scene. If you want to describe something about the world outside your character during the scene, just describe your character perceiving it. So at any point, we all can control the world as it's happening, and the way we do that in like inside role play is just being like Sam's playing Doc, and Sam would just say something like, "Doc sees over the horizon like a giant bird-shaped creature comes." Like Sam doesn't control that bird, but Sam controls it. Doc sees that, and that makes it happen. Speaking truth and hearsay, thinking out loud. Oh yeah, so just the last rule of playing secondary characters, and I think we can start. I'm going to read a thing about playing secondary characters and also doing things to characters and how pushing works. Then we're good. Sorry.
It's okay.
That's great.
Each player has a main character they chose during scene setup, but any player can also introduce and play secondary characters as needed. Secondary characters might be people from previous scenes or events, or they might be characters made up on the spot. They can be used to bring background action to life or explore role-playing opportunities you didn't foresee during scene setup. The secondary character isn't necessarily less important in the world. They're just someone who wasn't picked at the beginning of the scene. You said you're what?
It's a nice way to phrase it.
Yeah, I love this rule book. You said your son's one of the other warrior knights, right? Well, I think now's a good time for the hostages to be brought up. Hey, guess who? That's their written example. You can never introduce secondary characters banned during the scene setup. So if Sam says there's no Doc in this scene, you can't play Doc as a secondary character. Doc's gone.
No.
You play the secondary characters in addition to your main character for the rest of the scene or until you decide to hand the secondary character off to someone else. Avoid talking to yourself. If your main character is interacting meaningfully with a secondary character you control, give the secondary character to someone else to play. So we pretty much like pass off the secondary characters as ragdolls. Like they're just like they're props more than they are like invested in. Like they should be kind of like, everyone should feel a sense of ownership over all secondary characters. Okay, so yeah, well, I'll go over pushing in a second, because that's, I think, the main like mechanism to like disagreements over anything. Unlike the main character, another player can push to change anything about a secondary character, including what they do or think. So if Sam's playing a secondary character and decides that the Scarecrow gets hit by a rock and his head falls off, and Jonathan doesn't really like that, Jonathan can be like, what if he gets hit by the rock and he actually, his mouth opens and he eats the rock? Then that's a push by Jonathan, and we all vote on what we like. But also during the voting period, we all can be like, what if he like eats the rock and then like spits it out and now the rock is sentient? Anyways, yeah. Doing things to characters. Each player controls the fate of the character they chose during scene setup. If you want to do something to someone else's character, describe what you're trying to do and your intended effect. It's up to other players to decide the result. A player says the gladiator character he controls tries to stab the emperor and kill him. The emperor's player gets to say if the emperor is slain, wounded, or escapes the attack entirely. That makes sense to everyone?
Yeah.
If you do something to a secondary character, anyone not picked during scene setup, you get to declare the outcome. So if Sam is just like, I kill the sentient Scarecrow, none of us can be like, no, you don't. But one of us could push and be like, you try to kill him, but actually he rises again as a phoenix and becomes our dad.
Oh.
And then we all vote on that or suggest alternatives. That's true even if you are controlling a secondary character and having them do something to another secondary character. The actor decides the result. So push. If while playing a scene, someone describes something, so push is described as essentially a creative conflict rule. If while playing a scene, someone describes something about the world outside their character and you have a different idea you like better, you can push to substitute your idea for theirs. You are potentially winding back the clock and replacing what the other player said. A player describes their astronaut character sweeping his flashlight across the interior of the drifting Space Hulk and seeing smashed consoles and wreckage. You propose that instead the ship is in perfect condition and the crew are still standing at their posts frozen in time. You may or may not get what you want. After the other players hear your idea, they may put forward proposals of their own. Once all the options are on the table, everyone votes to decide which one actually happened. When a player shapes the world by describing their character perceiving something, you can substitute what you describe instead. The character's reaction is still up to the other player. You cannot change someone else's main character, including what they do or think. The exception is that you change what happens to them, such as pushing that a character dodges a bullet rather than getting hit. You can change anything about secondary characters. Someone else controls what they do or think. Facts or details about them, what happens to them. So yeah, the way the push essentially works is that someone makes a proposal, people add additional proposals, and then we vote. That's pretty bad. We determine the winner, and then we play the results. Sound good?
Aye, aye.
So I'll keep the rules up just so I can remember like the order of which we're supposed to do anything. But mostly, like as when we played last time, it's pretty much a free for all. We just like use the rules when we feel like it. I'm gonna run to the bathroom one more time. Sam, do you already have a scene in mind, or do you want more time to think or talk about it?
I think so.
Okay, cool. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And we just ate a very spicy dinner while that camera was off.
How spicy?
Like too spicy that I didn't finish it.
I put some yogurt on it, and
Yeah.
it tasted delicious.
Yeah, I'll also put yogurt on it tomorrow.
Are you guys back in Regina?
We
Yeah.
are.
How is it?
Look, we've been gone since January.
Oh, wow. I remember then.
Um,
plants
How
are
did
fine.
our apartment's really nice. There's like too many things in. It's like a
So much
smaller
stuff.
space, and we have more objects than we had in Nova Scotia. So it's
Okay.
like,
Banging up my legs on stuff.
yeah, there's. I feel like there's
That's fine.
not a lot of room.
Are you gonna throw out some of your stuff?
Yeah, or well, it depends what. We're not gonna throw out like the paper cutter, but I shouldn't have it at my knees level.
Yeah.
We've got a really old factory going on. Kat bought this like industrial paper cutter.
Yeah,
That's like
it's way
this
bigger
big.
than I thought. Like the kind that you just
Rocks.
press. It's not like
Whoa.
the kind. It's like that kind.
Whoa.
It's on sale. $100.
How much? I mean, don't tell me.
$100 for a huge. Those can be
Oh.
like 1,000. It's crazy.
That's
Anyway,
pretty good.
yeah, pretty good. I think so too.
It was for, and we're gonna use it for the comic book.
Yeah, that's really exciting. Have you tested it out yet?
No, it's so big. I don't have anything to cut, but I will be testing it out like tomorrow or soon.
When are you guys thinking of printing everything?
In the next few months, ideally,
Okay.
because the person that we're binding with is here, so
That's a good.
The person that you're binding with is what?
here in Regina. So we want.
Oh, I know that.
Mhm.
I thought they were in
we wanna
Halifax.
print. We're printing. He's binding. We're finishing.
And then the
Okay.
galleries in Halifax.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
You guys want to see this hot Cthulhu that I'm making for somebody?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Wow. I would
Yeah.
picture him to be more of a bear, but I like how you went for a Twinkier look.
Everybody makes him a bear. Like he's so thick in all the depictions, and I'm like, what about like a shy,
Yeah,
lean, lanky boy?
that's cool.
That's just like, I don't know.
I'm just an old god.
Having a nap in Rioles Uwu.
Yeah, I think he would say, ooh. Do you guys know Corpse Bride?
We talked about this last time.
No, I wasn't there.
Yeah, we talked about Corpse Bride with you. Like
Me?
last time we played
Oh,
Bojo
right.
Project.
Yeah, we definitely talked about the Corpse Bride with you.
No. Corpse Husband.
You said Corpse Bride.
I meant Corpse Husband.
You're just trying to trick us.
No, no. I actually mean Corpse Husband is this guy on YouTube that has a really crazy deep voice that's very sexy. And he's like, really popular, and he just like does like creepypastas and stuff. But like he's lived so much of his like he's been anonymous for his entire like YouTube career that he can't like come out with who he is, and he lies to all of his family. And you know he's agoraphobic, so he never leaves the house. And he's this crazy like I don't know. Like he just put out some like music about e-girls, and it's really good with his like deep and like sexy voice. You should look up like e-girls are ruining my life or something like that is the
Wow.
song.
That's
Anyways.
yeah. You're saying this is your inspo, right?
Yeah, well, I was thinking Corpse Husband is gonna look like is like that, like you know, gothy, like hot, like crazy deep voice, like e-boy.
It's probably
Okay, well,
Bill
I'm watching it
Gates
in the background.
using his real voice.
What'd you say?
Probably Bill Gates using his real voice.
Oh, it's just
Whoa.
I still. Well,
Jeff Bezos.
no, Jonathan, we can't do this.
I feel really bad
you
for
can
the
do it
Corpse
for like 10
Husband.
seconds.
Okay.
Cat's afraid of algorithms.
Well,
Me too.
can you hear it on the thing?
Can you hear the
Yeah.
algorithm?
I'm narking Jonathan because Twitch just got this really intense new algorithm set up that like and like penal system where if they catch you, if the algorithm detects you like playing music that is real music, it'll you get a 3 strikes and your channel's banned.
Whoa. Okay. Well, then
It's
don't
really
play it. But like
intense, so a lot
those
of
of you at
people-
home, look up "E-Girls Are Ruining My Life." It's like super deep and like e-girls love it. I don't know. Anyways, it's a song that's on TikTok. It's really popular on TikTok.
Is Like, really? Is it actually popular? Like, is he as popular as a celebrity, or?
He's a huge
Or is
celebrity.
he-
I don't know how to say it. He's like PewDiePie level, I guess.
Whoa.
PewDiePie
So
is
he's
the
most
biggest.
popular person in the world.
Yeah.
What do you mean he's
That's-
PewDiePie level?
that's
Is he
like a
maybe
very
Beyonce
specific
level?
PewDiePie,
impressive
guys. He's
claim.
pretty PewDiePie.
I mean, he's like Pokemon level. You know Pokemon? That like
No.
gamer girl?
He's one of the most popular franchises on the planet.
Oh, you guys need to get into YouTube gossip. She's like ContraPoints or bigger.
Okay.
Okay, I understand now.
All right, Sam, where are we playing today?
I think we are going to the discovery of the first stream.
We're going to be inside that event.
Yeah. And I'd like to look at the scene of trying to think of a way to phrase it as a question. This is Jeopardy.
Well,
This is the hard part.
So I'm defining the focus right now in the program. Should I just write the discovery of the first stream?
Yeah.
Okay. Discovery of first stream. Cool. And you have to ask a question.
Yeah.
What do you? We can help you phrase it as a question.
Yeah. What was it that they found in the caves that led to the discovery of the first stream?
What did they find in the caves that led to the discovery of the first stream? So the only conditions in that are, I'm just going to save that. It's going to pop up now under there.
Sure did.
What do they find in the caves that led to the discovery of the first stream? I think that question is like, has good confines. We know that something is going to be in a cave.
Thanks.
And
I get it.
Whatever they found in that cave is what led to the discovery of the first stream. All right, so now we should just set the stage. I don't have like a ton to add here because there's we've never developed this chunk of time.
Do you want to require or ban characters?
Oh yeah, that's part of it. Is that in setting the stage or stating the question? Yeah, it's in setting the stage. So that's wait, where is that step? No, that's in choosing characters, Jonathan. So we have to set the stage before we do that.
Oh, cool.
But setting the stage is pretty. Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, when does the scene happen? We already know that. So let's review established facts. We all know what brand mutation is. I guess we know that it was the first stream that was discovered. And that a lot of stuff happened before. It was discovered before there was any sense of how via or code worked. We know what brands are at this point, and we are all in the TGM collective. We know that we're all hanging out in the brandscape. And
are we cool? Are we ourselves, or are we the executives yet?
There's no executives yet. There's no such thing. There's no such thing that we know. Like we haven't discovered viruses yet either. So we definitely were. No execs, no interns. We're just Carol, Blue, Soda, Robbie, Doc, Cal, Leia, Homer, and Emily. Hey, can anyone think of any more relevant? So Tough Guy Mountain exists as a collective of us, and we're in the brandscape, and we've shepherded brands, so we know what brands are, brand elements and formed brands, but we have not yet discovered brand mutation.
Wow.
We're about to discover something in the cave.
We're about to discover something in a cave that led to the discovery. So we don't need to actually discover brand mutation tonight. We just need to find something in a cave that is crucial, I guess. Yeah. Anything else that any more established facts we need to review? Where, why, what just happened, or what's next?
What were we doing? Like, what has been our purpose in the brandscape? Like, are we preparing? Are we like making art?
I think that we were ourselves, and then we invented Tough Guy Mountain. Just making sure that there's nothing that contradicts that here in the events. We just actually, I guess, based on this, we discovered the brandscape and brands, and then we founded Tough Guy Mountain. And from that moment on, we lived in the brandscape.
Happily ever after.
Yeah, kind of.
But then also that's when the story just begins.
We discovered something really crucial about we discovered the actual physical resource of brands, and we understood how that affected the world. We're like, oh, this is where brands come from.
Yeah.
Oh, this is where IKEA got their stuff. We can we can really do something with it. We've discovered the source of all branding.
I would imagine it would be like the object of an ideology, sort of some sort of physical representation that we would see and understand it to be representing this theoretical thing.
Yeah. I guess we can decide in the scene whether we're living in tents or whether we've built a village but all we know is that around the time that Jonathan, you were 21 years old and Kat and Sam were 18. We discovered the brandscape, and now we're here, and we're gonna discover the first stream.
This has big, very Moses-y vibes to it, like the burning bush that he finds on I in my head picture that happening in a cave that he wanders off into while shepherding.
It does happen in a cave.
I mean, you can try to steer it there, Jonathan, but that's not what Sam asked.
I mean, I was also thinking of somewhere between the 10 Commandments movie and Quest for Fire.
All right.
Are the two movies I'm picturing.
Right.
What about the Prince of Egypt?
Well, that's the 10 Commandments.
I haven't
It's
seen
the Ten Commandments.
I haven't
Well,
seen
it's
Prince of
what led
Egypt.
to the 10 Commandments.
They're two different movies.
Yeah, it's a different movie.
Completely.
No, but I mean, the 10. Anyways, whatever.
Owned.
I'm looking at Quest for Fire from 1981. 86% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It rocks.
Yeah, it looks good.
That sounds really good.
Okay, so Sam, you also get to review. You get to require and ban characters.
This seems like a community affair.
Yeah, but you can also just be arbitrary, and then we're just stuck with it. Unless yeah, I mean, no,
Yeah.
remember that thing? They said, don't collaborate.
Okay.
Your random
Right.
choices add to the story.
Yeah, but I don't have any character preferences.
Well,
Okay, so everyone's there.
okay, so there are no required characters and there are no banned characters. Yeah, it doesn't say you have to do it; it just says you may do it. All right, so all right, now we pick characters. We're gonna go off the stream thing. So, Jonathan, you get to pick the character first.
Can you name the characters so we can remember?
It's just us and Kale and Esther and Atlee.
Okay.
And I don't know. I guess we could assume that some version of Queenie is there and some version of I don't know. Maybe not. Let's just assume that it's just the characters we mentioned.
I'll
But
be
I guess
Calvin Weird.
Damn, I was gonna be Calvin Weird.
I was actually gonna wanted to be him too. Really weird.
All right. Kat, you're
Calvin
next.
Weird is a banned character, Sam. You should push. Sam, you should ban Calvin Weird.
You can't even push yet, Kat.
Well then, I will be Carol.
Nice. Take the character of the person who took Calvin Weird. Next is me. I'll play. I guess I'll play Blue then.
Oh my.
And next is Maya.
I'll take Ivan.
Well, there's no Ivan, but you could play Soda.
I'll play Soda.
And Sam, you get to choose the last character.
I will be Carol.
I'm Carol.
Oh.
No, you're Blue, aren't you, Ian? And Kat.
Oh no, sorry, Kat's Carol.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going. Oh, right. Fuck. Oh man.
So you could be Robbie, Doc, Leia, Homer, Emily. You could also be anything else off the top of your head.
Right. I'll be Doc.
All right. So we're all here except for Sam.
Yeah. Finally. In our imaginary tough guy mountain, we just replaced me with Kale. I wish Kale would come to these things.
I do wish Kale would come to these things.
Yeah.
You can probably make Kale come to these things.
Let's invite him.
He's been in the chat a couple of times.
We'll just tell him when everyone wanted to be here, and then that would draw him in.
Definitely.
All right, now everyone in the same order, starting with Jonathan, has to reveal their thoughts.
I can't wait to show these guys my cool electronic music set that I'm going to perform in this cave. While I carry Kale's just carrying a laptop.
Okay, Calvin Weir.
Calvin is just carrying his laptop.
Calvin Weir wants to show his friends a cool music scene in a cave. Carol.
So I'm a little worried that Robbie didn't get my mount message, or does mount not exist anymore?
Mount does not exist yet. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm worried that Robbie did not get my message because he's not here. But I'm also really psyched to see Calvin's experimental noise, and I've also brought a penny whistle along to
Make it a slide whistle instead.
slide.
Sorry, that's collaborating. What does that mean? I can't do that. But just a suggestion.
I struggle with this.
Why
can't Jonathan suggest a slide whistle?
What's the formal
distinction? When can we start pushing? I was like, Kat, you can't push yet, but can Jonathan push now?
Is a slide
Push,
whistle
and then
like to a penny whistle a big enough push to justify that? Like, are they that similar?
yeah, I would argue yes.
Okay.
Maybe you can push later to be like, it's not a penny whistle, it's a slide whistle. She's just calling it a penny whistle as a dummy.
Yes.
Hey Blue, make sure you compliment Carol on his penny whistle, and then you're like, this is a slide whistle, Blue.
So that's your thought? You're worried about Robbie. You're worried that Robbie is not here, but excited about Calvin's set.
Yes, and I have the whistle.
And you brought a whistle.
Also my
And
phone, which is
Carol
terrible.
brought their whistle.
They're terrible
Um,
phones.
It's going crack.
Blue sees an opportunity to get Carol to notice her. Soda, what are you doing?
Oh, except for it was me. Well, there's this new like invented kind of like army print, but it's not just like, you know, the pixelated kind of army print, which is the new kind. It's like this kind you haven't seen before. And it's not in a masculine color. It's actually like in an alternative color that's kind of a little bit feminine, but it's like a mixture between masculine and feminine. And I'm wearing it and coming to this party, and I'm worried that the lighting is like it's gonna camouflage my shirt so much that people are gonna see that it's kind of special and kind of like a unique color. So I'm waiting at the front of the cave so that there's proper lighting, and then hoping people will take a cute pic of me just like standing there with the gear and like looking kind of cute.
All right, so Soto hopes people notice their new camo
Alternative
their new alternative
lavender camo.
Alternative lavender camo. Could that maybe be something you discovered in the brandscape?
Yeah, I like it. It's a new brand new brand.
Okay, so Soda hopes people notice their new brand. Doc.
I'm in the cave. I'm drawing on the walls using kind of like a mixture of like charcoal and spit, and I'm trying to invent the first anthropomorphized like I'm trying to anthropomorphize stuff. Like I'm trying to like draw like rocks with arms and like trees with butts. Like I'm trying to work out. Like
Doc is trying to invent the first anthro cave painting.
Yeah.
I like this that we're playing each other so we can like take like make references or digs at each other.
I think that's accurate.
I didn't say it was a dig. Yeah, you know, like I said references or digs. Maya's was a dig.
What?
I'm JK. I'm so JK right now.
It would be a good. It would be well good. That would play well at like a roast or something, though. Your description of alternate universe, Ian.
So I took notes of all those in the scene, just so we'll have a something to reference later. Okay, so now we now we play the scene. So now we just start acting this out, and we can push to replace things. We can introduce secondary characters. Anything else we should remember that I mean, this game's really open-ended in every other sense, but we're trying to answer the question of we don't have to find brand mutation today, guys. We can just find something that leads to brand mutation. So it's really open-ended. And yeah, if you want to describe something about the world outside your character in the scene, just describe your character. Just remember, like we all have like very godlike powers over what happens to our characters. Doing things to characters. Each player controls the fate of the character they chose during the scene. Yeah, okay, yeah. I think we're good to go. Any questions or just actions?
Do we go in the same order?
I don't think we're confined to an order now. I think, would it be helpful if we were?
Maybe.
I guess, why don't we start off in an order, and if it falls apart,
Yeah,
we'll just let it fall apart. So, Jonathan, you are on the clock.
Okay. I'm still outside the cave. Haven't entered the cave yet, but I had sort of scoped out this cave earlier and noted it's like that it would probably have pretty cool echoey acoustics.
Is it like
And-
the first cave? Is like, have any of us been to this cave before? Or I mean, like,
No.
do you think you're the first person to find this cave?
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
Because the brandscape is like procedurally generated, and like as we move further away from the center, it's like we keep finding new places that haven't been
Nice.
found before, or something like that.
Did you like go on a nice walk?
Yes, yeah.
To be clear, everyone, I'm not trying to be a DM right now. Like we can all pester Jonathan with questions.
Yeah, that's
So wait, you went
that's a
on
good way of
nice walk
sculpting it.
with all of us, or you've got them there?
No, but I went on a walk beforehand, and then found this cave, and then thought it would be a good place to perform my musical set.
Right. Yeah, and so you brought the rest of us back.
Yeah, but I haven't been in the cave yet. I just sort of saw the outside of it. I haven't gone very far into it.
Are you scared to go in?
No, not at all.
And you're there by yourself right now?
Just outside the cave. I think everyone else is here too. I
Okay.
brought everyone else here with me.
Oh, okay, so we're starting at
a couple of footsteps behind.
Yes, I've summoned everyone here to watch to show them this cave and watch my music set in the cave. So now I go into the cave and start setting up my computer.
Do you do
My
that by
laptop.
the light of your phone? Or how do you, if it's...
No, it's not. I'm not going very far into the cave.
Oh, okay.
Because I sort of want people to be able to watch it from outside as well as inside. So I don't go. The cave is you can't see how deep it is. It could be really deep. I just sort of go within the entryway, just to where there will be good acoustics, and I open up my laptop and then press play on a max patch.
I walk up to Carol, who I don't know super well yet, but I'm trying to get to know better. And I'm like, wow, this is a great place. This is a really cool place that Cal found, don't you think?
Wow, do you hear that? That's really great acoustics. I'm gonna go check out the inside of this cave.
Okay, yeah, totally. Catch you later. All right, Cal, I guess it's your turn next.
So I take out my crappy phone, and I turn the flashlight option on it, and I go walking in the cave a little further, and I'm and I'm just listening to the echo as it goes through, and I'm holding my so I'm like doing this, but I'm also gonna hold my phone like this under my neck.
This is a better dig than Maya's lavender candle.
No, it also seems just more accurate. So I guess that's why it's better. Yeah.
Oh, you both chose to play your boyfriends?
Yeah,
I say we only stick to the order of things when it when it helps to push the story along. We'll return to the order whenever nothing's happening, but we'll just, I guess, the next person is it's me. Well, sorry, what were you gonna say, Jonathan?
No, I've decided against it.
Can I get a reminder of who everybody is? Can you just say your name quickly?
You could.
I'm Soda. Carol.
And I'm Calvin.
Cal. Right? He's just Cal.
Yeah.
I'm Blue.
You're Blue. And your doc. Okay.
Right. Doc, not Beth.
I go up to Cal, and I'm pretty excited because I'm about to have like a cute conversation with my buddy. So I just
Nice.
start like, you might be setting up things, but I really want to like catch up and like see how you're doing. So I pass you a beer and say, "What's up with this cave?"
Sick, thanks. I tell you about the cave while I'm setting up stuff, but like giving you enough time. I'm not at all ignoring you in exchange for gear, but also able to do both things at once because the setup is actually really simple. I'm just plugging in speakers to a computer, so it's not that hard at all.
Do you notice Soda's new outfit?
Not yet because there's too many. I'm focusing on the computer and then.
That's what I was worried about.
And then
I have this clear image of my mind of like a Facebook photo that pops up in my Facebook memories of me talking to Kale at the first like Izakaya Sushi Tough Guy Mountain show, and I'm wearing this like ugly circusy cardigan, and Kale's wearing a Coca-Cola shirt and has like black dyed like hipster haircut.
Iconic.
Yeah, and I have a big, like a crappy big beer. Anyways, that's what I'm picturing this, except with the changes that you've made.
I might have taken that photograph.
You probably did.
It's
but
fine.
I don't. Yeah, I just tell you, I don't know how deep the cave is. Maybe if you should, if you wanted to, you could go deeper into the cave and then see if you can still hear my music at the back. I don't know how deep it is.
Is that what you want me to do? Because I thought we could just chat for a little bit.
I'm like, oh yeah, of course. No, I'd love to talk. Let's go. Let's once I get my thing set up, let's walk into the cave together.
Okay, that sounds great. Do you want help?
Do I? No, I'm almost done.
Okay.
I just have to hit play on this max patch, and okay, we're good.
Okay, let's walk in.
What's Doc up to?
That's the next patch.
Yeah.
I'm looking for like a really like big wall because I haven't figured out. We haven't invented drawing small anthro yet. It's only big, and I can get animals or I can get people, but I haven't got people animals. That's not happening yet. The science isn't there.
What a crazy point in your career, Doc. I'm going to introduce a secondary character of Robbie,
Nice.
who like runs into the cave. All of a sudden, was like very much jogging to get here, and is now out of breath, and is like guys, I'm sorry. Did I miss everything? Have I missed the set? Has the set happened yet?
No, I just pressed play on my max patch now.
Oh yeah, cool. Of course, great. Yeah. And then Robbie goes and stands as far away from it as possible with his arms crossed.
I noticed I interrupt my penny whistling to because I thought I heard the voice of Robbie, and I shout, "Hey Robbie, come check this out."
That is something I would say.
Yeah, I mean Robbie does. I think Robbie does. Does anyone have any objection to Robbie going to check it out?
I'd check it out.
That's the ultimate Robbie authority. Would you agree that Robbie might go check it out?
I would probably think to myself, yeah, I'll check this out.
Oh, hey, Robbie.
Do you want to come?
Soda says that to Robbie.
Yeah. So it says it's Robbie.
Oh right, I keep forgetting that Sam's not Robbie. I'm like, oh, I have to like say something.
Very confusing. It's okay.
I'm like, Sam, tell me what Robbie would do. Oh, Hey, how's it going?
Oh, it's great. Happy to be here.
Robbie says, that's cool camouflage you have on.
I was gonna say that. God damn it! Good.
Notices.
Robbie also looks to Blue and says, "What's Jonathan up to in that? Or sorry, what's Carol up to in that cave?"
We just all micromanage Robbie for this. All our primary characters go by the wayside, and we just tug of war with the new Robbie doll.
Hey, can Robbie come check out my cave painting?
I mean, you can. Okay, wait. Let's do this as a push. Let's let's all like suggest something that Robbie does. So one is that Robbie wants to ask Soda about his camo. Robbie wants to go check out Carol's flute something. Robbie wants to go check out the cave painting. Any those are the proposals so far, yeah?
Oh, also that Robbie's going to ask Blue about what Carol is doing before Robbie goes to see Carol.
Okay.
I think that could happen regardless of what else happens.
I mean, all these things could happen. You know, Robbie could just do a full tour, but let's decide what happens first. Let's just review them one more time and then vote. So Robbie wants to talk to Soda about the camo. Robbie wants to talk to Carol about his flute. Robbie wants to talk to Blue because Blue seems to want to talk to Robbie about something. And Robbie wants to talk to Doc about their cave painting. Let's start. Jonathan, you vote first.
I vote for Robbie talking to Doc about cave painting.
I vote for Robbie to first talk to Soda about their camouflage. But the other things would still happen.
It's me. I vote for Robbie to go talk to Blue. Doc. We ended up with 4 different votes. This is too much. This is a bad system. Doc. Maya, what's your vote?
I vote that he asks about the camo and then asks about the cave. Talks to Doc.
Okay, and Sam?
Yeah, I agree with that order. I want to hear about the camo. You should ask me the camo first.
Okay, we got 2 votes for camo, then cave.
And
So he's
3
gonna talk
total
to
votes for camo.
3 total votes for camo and 2 votes for camo and then cave. So Blue and Carol get ignored. But I like to picture that like Carol's like playing the flute and being like, "Come over here."
In the dark with that. Now there's like a cell phone held between so you can see like a mysterious light.
Over here, Robbie.
I have a question.
And Blue's like tailing.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Kat.
I was just wondering, how does Robbie know that Doc's inside the cave?
Oh, I don't know. We can see everyone, right? We're not like.
No one's gone
I
far
thought
enough.
Doc is like.
Carol
really
is the
far in
furthest
cave.
person in the cave right now.
I thought Doc was really far. Okay, this makes sense. Sorry.
You could suggest that the cave painter is too far away, but also okay. So I guess Robbie's gonna go talk to Soda first, and then talk to Doc. I'm also gonna say, as the person who controls Blue, that like Blue is going to follow Robbie because Blue's too shy for a second immediate encounter with Carol. So Blue's going to be like, I'll wait my turn to talk to Robbie first to plan my next move. So yeah, Robbie approaches Soda, I guess.
Hey, Robbie.
Anyone want to control Robbie right now? Am I
Well, we
obligated? I
can
don't
just
know.
take turns.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, Soda. I just wanted to say that camo pattern looks really unique.
Really? I just got it. I went to like a. Is there Valley Village in this world or
No.
It's a new brand.
This is a new brand of camo, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's like something I haven't seen before, and I look at a lot of camos. Like as part of my job, I just like get slots of different camo patterns, and I just have to approve it or not approve it. It's pretty it's a pretty boring wasteland because they're usually the same, but this one's really special, so I'm pretty excited.
Well, I mean, you could just. I mean, you could just change what your artist practice is and do something else if you find what you're doing boring.
No,
I want to propose that Soda has been like spending a lot of time by himself in a part of the brandscape, like excavating camo brands and thinking that's really important and interesting.
Well, obviously, because I found this really special one, which I've been searching for, basically.
Well,
So
at
it's nice to
least,
see that's being recognized.
yeah, I guess sometimes hard work really does pay off. Wait, what was Robbie scheduled to do next?
Robbie's like, could I maybe make my pants that camo, or do you want to just have that camo for yourself?
No, we could. I could give it to you. Do you want the code?
Yeah. I want the code.
Okay. Do you want to pass me your peripatetic, and I can
There's no peripatetics yet, I don't think.
Oh,
well, that should be a thing that exists on the in the world summit, where an event, the creation of the peripatetic. Mm-hmm. Maybe that could be your focus for next when the next focus.
Okay.
We definitely had iPhones when we left OCAD.
I'll send it to you on Facebook Messenger.
I'll send it to you on your iPhone.
I'll send it to you on your iPhone. Now I'm having difficulty role playing. What were you saying?
I'll send it to you on your Apple device.
I'll BBM it to you.
Nice.
Be cool if there's just generic Apple device. Rob, next. Okay, yeah, right. I would like to. I can't. I guess I can't technically control a character, but I would like to suggest that there's a big hole in the cave that Carol cannot see, and also
There's
that Carol.
No way Carol can see that hole.
Also, Carol's like walking backwards.
Yeah, to continue getting like the sick acoustics,
and also to like lead Pied Piper people along.
Coming back here.
Dangerous Carol.
Oh, let's wait till Ian gets back to.
Oh, I thought I saw it.
Yeah.
I am making you hot. I'm having difficulty not projecting my own personality, though. I'm trying not to do that. I'm not gonna go.
Sorry, I keep laughing through it and it makes it sharp.
This is nice to have a musical interlude.
Don't play anything recognizable.
Alright,
We'll get the stream taken down.
Okay, recognizable, yeah.
We were in we were eating restaurant at a Korean. We're sorry. We were eating restaurant. We were eating food at a Korean restaurant today, and they were just playing this one track the whole time. That was like an instrumental track, but like it was like an instrumental version of the song, like "Down by the Bay," where the watermelons grow. But no.
Soft piano.
But wait, it was just the part of that song that was like, there were bears wearing underwears, but in the store.
My eyes are dim, I
Yes, yeah, right.
see. I have no
But like in a really slow, somber, serious sounding instrumental for the whole like hour almost that we were there. And I was wondering, like,
what it's called.
I don't know. It's great. Down by the Bay, I think.
Down by the bay.
different song.
Different song. Wait, so I just proposed sort of a feature of the environment that that there is a hole in the cave that Carol is unaware of, and like Carol is walking backward, playing the flute.
Yeah, I don't think you have to propose that. I think you can just, as soon as you say it, it's canon, unless someone tries to push that he just thinks there's a hole there, that idiot.
There's it's not a deadly hole, but it's sort of, it like goes down into another chamber, and there's a weird light glowing out of the chamber.
Oh.
I feel like I overstepped the bounds of this reality when I said that we all have iPhones. I don't know if we all have iPhones.
Well, I think Carol's is a crappy Android.
I was thinking, no, I mean, like, I don't know if we're in a world where we came out of iPhones existing or whatever. I'm also like, maybe Soto wants to give Robbie the new camo he's working on, but hasn't figured that out how. Just because it could be an ingredient to us leading to answering the question.
That's a great idea.
Much like this hole could be.
Well, I would totally give it to you. I'm not actually sure how I would do that. Do you have any ideas? I can airdrop it to you, maybe? Like, your available?
Do you have like an HDMI cord on you? I think maybe that would work.
I have a FireWire.
Oh man, do you have the adapter for that?
No.
Oh damn. Okay, I think if we get the dongle for the FireWire, we can
Fucking dongles.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll find a dongle. We can do this later. Thanks for being willing to share that with me. It's really cool, man.
Of course.
If only there was some. Oh wait, I guess I'm still. I'm also Robbie. If
You're
only
both
there was
Robbie
some,
right now.
If only
We all
there was
want to be
some.
Robbie.
If only there was some easier way to transfer a brand around. Then use all these dongles. I just can't keep track of them. That's sort of a Chekhov's gun moment, like sort of foreshadowing.
Does Soto say anything?
Yeah,
that was more of, it was like a rhetorical statement.
I thought you were like saying that to the world.
No, I was just expressing a wish of Robbie's.
Yeah, that would that be something you would want to work on together or something like that?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't even know where to get started.
Well, we can hang out sometime, go to the bar or something like that, and talk us over.
That sounds great.
Okay.
The bar where all good ideas get started.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
So we have a bar. What is the bar called?
The
cabaret.
town dumb person.
Instead of the village idiot.
They changed the village idiot to
Genius.
something else because they were worried
Village
about.
Genius.
Yeah,
Is idiot a bad word to say?
Probably.
well, I mean, I think someone could probably make an argument for that. Yeah, but I like the idea of the village idiot in no way being problematic, and them just like running from the concept of the threat. Like, I'm not saying like
They're just trying to get ahead of the curve.
yeah.
They're like,
I love the idea of like a needless get ahead of the curve.
well,
Like,
I'm
just
not
like,
getting canceled 5 to 10 to 15 years
Like-
from now.
like
I
Jonathan
think it's like
legally
that.
changes his name to like Sweetums because he learned about a historical Jonathan who was a bad guy. Before people make this connection, I'm Sweetums Carol.
I feel like there are a great many evil Jonathans in history, but I feel like how few Sweetums in history there are is outweighed by how evil the few Sweetums there are must be. Way more likely than problematic association.
All right, so maybe you shouldn't make this move in real life, Jonathan.
I can make it in. I'm thinking, or I'd like to push that Carol is thinking about that idea.
I like the idea of people changing their names and like bragging about it on Instagram. How they like doing an apology video for having like the name Jonathan. Like,
I like that too.
like your an accountability video. Anyways, so I guess we gotta get we're confined by the plot. Oh wait, yeah. So wait, do we have our fake bar? I guess we should name the fake bar.
The village
nice
genius,
person.
the town dumb person,
The small town dumb person.
small
just call
town
it
dumb
one.
person is very funny.
The
Small
old
town.
garage.
Dumb person is a bar that exists. Is just what I'm going to write. And now Robbie has to go to see Doc, and Doc is played by Sam.
That's right.
Nice.
Hey, Robbie, what do you think of this painting?
Oh wow, what would?
I'm like Robbie just seems very like stressed as he gazes upon the like clear sexual form represented in the painting.
The butt on the tree.
Robbie is fast learning that this is the kind of art that stresses him out the most. He went into it with an open heart, but what he found with his open heart, he was easily wounded.
Do you
Have
think she looks
tried-
like happy?
I think maybe you could get some more of some more feeling across. Maybe if you tried like a blind contour approach. That's Robbie.
That's the
Right.
kind of advice Robbie would give. Yeah.
Yeah, so like draw it without looking.
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, I can also like I'll show you. See, like this is that you do this. You close your eyes, and then just go ahead. Don't worry, I'm not watching.
Okay, I
What-
draw I draw like a rock with really realistic human legs and like a butt. And like kind of like a giraffe like neck and head.
How's it going for you, Doc? And
Is
Robbie
this
still has his eyes closed.
is this coming together? Does this look like fully formed? Is this hot?
Wait, Jonathan, this is recording to YouTube, right?
Yes.
Great, because I just really need this moment in time to be absolute canon. Like we need to be able to review it. Otherwise, if it wasn't being recorded to YouTube, I would want to be transcribing it right now. So
Is it fully formed? Is it hot?
If someone else can take over, Robbie. now.
Maya, you should take over Robbie.
No, someone else. I need to think of something to say. Someone else.
Really, what I'm like hoping for, I guess, is like a reverse psychology moment of the time at Nocturne when like Sam was having a panic attack and you tried to soothe him with like descriptions of sexy anthros. Sam was like, "That is not helping at all." And then I'm sure you changed tactics and helped the guy out. But I really want a reverse psychology moment of that where Sam is you and you are Sam. Played out in a fictional simulated environment with no consequences. But yeah, anyways, that's just my personal desires. I guess I could step in and be Robbie for that.
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah, Robbie just starts like sweating, I guess, and looking at it, and I'm not sure how to answer the question, but very much feeling. Robbie very much feels like
I am sweating just like it.
Robbie very much feels like he should say something. He doesn't know Doc that well at this point in the story, and is like fumbling to come up with a helpful piece of advice and not understanding his own levels of stress at this sexy rock giraffe creature that Doc drew.
All he can think of oh, sorry, go.
What do you define as a hot butt?
Push, yeah, push. That is not how Robbie would respond.
All right, give us an alternative Robbie, Jonathan.
Robbie says, wow, those sure are realistic looking legs.
No, push. He says naturalist.
Yeah, okay, naturalist leg.
He says
Those
naturalist.
legs look really naturalistic.
Yeah, naturalistic.
I will vote for Cat's push.
Okay.
Hey,
Sorry.
is Blue still trailing behind Robbie in the hopes to arrive at Carol? So Blue might have an opinion.
I guess Blue was like, when you're at a party, you're at a social encounter, you don't necessarily know everyone very well, but like one person, so you would like to definitely tag onto them and chat with them for a while, at least until you get comfortable. But then they just start walking away in another direction and start talking to other people, and you don't have a good backup option because one of the other people that's closest to you is literally your crush, and and they already kind of blew you off a little bit once. So you're just gonna kind of keep following that person. And like standing a safe distance away and pretending and just trying to act natural, because it's like, like Robbie was clearly talking to Soda and is now clearly talking to Doc, and you really would like if they would talk to you because you really need it right now because you're just like feeling a bit nervous, but you don't. You're just gonna stand near them and hope you can kind of slide in to the conversation. And now you realize that the conversation is kind of getting weird between Doc and Robbie. So you see an opportunity to be a like social soother, and you like just kind of slide in and form like a triangle, and you like stand there holding your drink. I guess we have a drink. I guess like we brought, like,
we took it all the way from the bar. Like we're just like, okay, I guess just like take your drinks with you. Maybe order a drink for the road, and then because it's a cave, there's no drinks there.
Or what if we just name this cave the Small Town Dumb Person, and we decide this is our bar?
Yeah, nice.
Cal wanted to play a show here, so like, why don't we just? It sounds like a nice cave. Let's make it a bar. Doc's gonna draw some wall art.
Got these paintings up behind the bar.
Yeah,
kind of the different drawings are offering the different drink items next to them.
Is everyone okay with that as a canon decision about this cave?
What is the beverage situation? Is there a bartender?
I guess we should just have a new character that's the bartender. Does anyone want to describe the bartender? This is their first night, because this is the first night of the Small Town Dumb Person.
No, it can't be an Anthro Rock.
Can it be like a
Meaning
an
her.
e-boy?
Can certainly be an e-boy.
Okay. Like a cat boy, e-boy.
Can it
Oh,
be
nice.
the old guy from the first season of Cheers dressed as a cat boy, e-boy?
An old
Yeah.
cat boy? An elderly cat boy?
Yeah.
That's
What should his name be?
Husband corpse? Corpse husband?
Yeah!
Husband corpse or corpse husband?
Corpse husband. You have to look him up.
Corpse
Can you post a
husband.
picture so you can see what he looks like?
So I have written down in the scene, the small town dumb person is a bar we made in a cave. Corpse husband is a femboy bartender, e-boy bartender,
E-boy.
E-boy cat.
e-boy, but he's also the
E-boy
bartender,
cat.
right?
Yeah, elderly e-boy.
E-boy,
Can I see the
elderly
picture?
e-boy bartender. Is that a good description?
Also a cat person.
Yeah.
Are we all good with cat person?
Yeah.
No objections to cat person. It is now canon. I'm looking up corpse husband.
You see his you can't actually see his face because he hides it, but that's his like image.
Okay, and I should also look up which character from Cheers.
There's like in the first season, there's a bartender before
First season
Woody Harrelson.
bartender. Cheers.
Yeah.
Sam Malone.
No, the guy that isn't Sam though.
Oh,
I mean,
this is hard. Yeah, this is.
Are you sure Sam Malone's not the bartender? Because he's holding a beer.
no, he is the bartender, but then there's like a, another guy.
I'm just gonna put in brackets. Original bartender from Cheers.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Canon. Yeah, the bartender's there, and they're serving. I don't know. We figured out how to get like a alcohol out of a rock.
Here he is, Coach. His name was Coach.
Okay.
Coach?
Here's Coach. That's very
Coach is
mostly
a good
trying to get
name.
alcohol.
All right, Coach from Cheers.
Yeah.
What about Coach husband as first name, last name?
Yeah.
Coach.
So wait, does he also look like Corpse? He looks like Coach
Oh.
and Corpse?
Yeah, I guess so.
But doesn't
Um,
nobody know what corpse husband looks like?
Cor-
Yeah, look-
it's like
No one knows.
so he's gonna look like Coach with the mask of corpse husband, like the mask that he has in his thing.
And
Oh,
cat
Coach?
ears.
cat
Right?
ears.
I was gonna write.
It's Cat Boy.
This is very
Cool.
complicated.
Everybody wants to marry Corpse.
I have it written down. Coach husband is an and then it says in brackets Coach from Cheers. Coach from Cheers / corpse husband is an elderly e-boy cat person e-boy bartender. So I think that records the description of this character in a way we'll at least be able to remember. Elderly cat person e-boy bartender. That's a good Instagram handle, elderly cat person e-boy bartender. Just so if anyone's looking for a new Instagram handle. And we just made up this character. We have not an immediate plan to actually include this character or anything, but they're there. I believe we were with where were we? We had I guess we were still in the what's everyone's names?
Blue was just about to sort of say something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Blue hadn't said anything because we were establishing
Oh
the
yeah.
existence of the drink.
Right. Okay. So Blue is holding the drink, and yeah, just slides in between Doc and Robbie holding their drink, and just sort of smiles at both of them, and then says, "This cave seems like a nice place to have a bar, don't you both think?"
Robbie's like, yeah, For sure. Then Robbie awkwardly says, I'm going to go get a drink.
Which now
And-
means that Blue is stuck with Doc.
Uh-oh.
Hey, what do you think of this painting? Do you think that the butt looks right?
I'm not going to say exactly what Blue says. Like, I'm not going to act it out. But Blue, sort of snaps out of their awkwardness for a second and proceeds to give Doc like really perfectly helpful advice
Wow.
about exactly what they need to change, and they really regard it with a good amount of seriousness, and they engage Doc in conversation where it's clearly understand what they're going for and do have a helpful suggestion of how they will achieve their goal.
Okay, great. So the drawing, I retackle the sort of draft person idea, and I figure out that like rocks and animals and people don't fit together quite, like things don't quite work like that. Like you can't just stack them; they have to flow a bit better. And so I pull off drawing like a draft person that is a bit more organic and balanced, and like therefore attractive and less frightening to the senses in psychology.
Beautiful.
We've just devised a hotter draft person.
Mm-hmm. Let's jump back to another random character now that we have a nice, beautiful moment between Blue and Doc.
I want to see Carol fall into a hole.
Yeah, so...
Oh, yeah, Carol's about to fall into a hole.
To... Wait, I had a good... I guess he falls into the hole.
I just want to point out that the construction of Carol as a character so far is like he's essentially a silly puppet. He like all the actions he's done so far, like the playing of the flute and the gripping of like the flashlight, just sounds like it sounds like what a random like marionette would do in a puppet show.
So Carol has fallen down the hole. His phone has cracked,
Oh.
and because it was precariously placed in his neck, between his neck, chin, and collarbone, he doesn't seem to be injured. But upon inspection, he has bent his flute. He's not sure if it's irreparable or not.
I'd like to push that his flashlight also has gone off on his phone.
Yes. Well, the phone is broken, so yeah, or it's cracked or something.
Yeah. That's I vote for that. Sounds right.
The sound comes out at a funny angle.
Do you fall? Do we see where you fall in, or you just fell?
I'm in the dark, I think.
I'm going to say that Blue saw Carol fall into the hole, and Blue interrupts their really good art advice to just suddenly like shout and splutter out in the general direction of like Soda and Cal. Like he fell down a hole.
Soda is on it and already sprinting to the spot and like crouching down and calling to see if they're okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cal as well.
Guys, bad news.
There's a slight glowing, even though your phone's out, you can sort of see because there's like a glow coming from deeper into it's like you fell down a hole, but there's all this, it sort of goes off into a tunnel, and you can see down the tunnel there's something glowing.
Bad news, I busted my flute.
I'll go see if I can find something to get you out with. And I run back and grab the aux cable from my computer and bring the aux cable back. But it's not very long. It only goes like halfway down the hole, and it's not long enough for Carol to use.
Hey, are you like, you're pretty tall, Cal? Like, could you like, couldn't I just like grab hold to your arms if you leaned over or something?
Okay, yeah. So, Soda, grab my legs and lower me down, and then I'll grab Carol, and you can pull us both up.
Are you sure? Are you sure this is? Are you safe?
I mean, what other choice do we have?
That looks pretty safe.
I'm gonna kneel down. I'm gonna lock it like this. I'm gonna lock your legs, and I'm not gonna let go. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's go. And there's like, you can tell like their bond and friendship through like their trust that they have. Like these two very large men like holding each other really like confidently and with like trust.
An upside down hug.
Yeah,
because you're hugging his legs.
We're 69ing.
What?
Yeah.
We're 69ing.
69 hug.
Basketball on Soda's shoulder is pressed against a stick and poke tattoo that's on what's his name? What's Cal's tattoo? They're like the two tattoos are like pressing against each other while they're like holding on.
I'd like to push or propose that we all fall into the hole.
I agree.
Including like Doc and
no, just the three of us, just Soda and Cal, and then Carol, who's already in there.
Okay,
I can come over to look at the hole if I'll also fall in.
Yeah, you should come over.
Everyone could come to look into the hole, and I'll fall. Maybe they fall in because, like Blue runs up to them, and then Doc runs up to Blue, and they bump into each other, and they both knock into Soda, and then Soda falls with Cal into the hole.
Right.
Perfect anime moment.
Yeah.
So the only one left on the surface now is Coach husband.
Robbie.
And Robbie?
No, Robbie. Oh yeah, and Robbie. No, Robbie comes too. I don't know.
No, I think it's funny if Robbie's up there.
Okay.
Robbie's getting a drink.
He was getting a drink. So
he's getting a drink. Yeah, and then Robbie just comes and stands nervously at the top of the hill and kind of shouts like, "You guys okay down there? Can I get you some water?"
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Robbie, actually, could you lower that glass of water down?
My arms aren't long enough.
Robbie just sort of like can't figure out a way to get water to everyone, but he just like that doesn't stop him from continuing to try. He just sort of like darts around nervously and holds a glass of water and sometimes puts it down on the ground and gazes at different vantage points.
Yeah, by the end of the night, he's fashioned like a little parachute from a bunch of napkins from the bar that is like attached to a glass, but he never gets a chance to use it because the problem will be solved by the time he has like built his
Robbie spends the rest of this adventure trying to construct a parachute out of napkins. That will get one glass of water down to the group of people he's worried are trapped in a hole.
Like the cups keep falling and breaking over the ground everywhere.
For the rest of the time in the cave, they're just going to be the sound and sensation of another glass hitting the ground and smashing.
Yeah, we like accidentally stepped on it sometimes.
Robbie's pretty much just like throwing glasses at us and thinking that he's like helping.
I'm going to need more napkins.
Definitely try it. Do
you okay, Cal sees that there's like a glowing thing deeper into the cave that goes off the tunnel, the hole we just fell into. And so I suggest that we look over there, and I start going in that direction, sort of pulled in that way.
What kind of glow is it? Is it like an ominous glow, or is it like a just very consistent, like bright light glow?
Like a fairy fountain in Legend of Zelda.
Whoa! Does it make? Is there music?
Oh yeah, nice, beautiful.
Keep it going.
Also, the
Wait,
fairy,
no, don't keep it going.
Keep it going.
We'll get banned.
Continue.
the fairy was also usually in most of the games. The fairy was like hot. It was just like, oh, you stumbled upon like a beautiful fairy that will like heal all your wounds.
Yeah,
that's as Doc.
So you guys just wish you could find that in real life, like, you know what I mean?
But is she somewhere? Is she like in the back? Sorry.
Blue goes to Carol and tries to mend his wounds and fix his flute.
I ask Soda if he wants to come with me to go deeper into the cave and look at this glow.
Yeah, let's go.
You are Cal. And I say, oh, thanks, Blue, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this kink out of this flute.
And Blue says, like, I can try to get the kink out of your flute. But then she realizes it sounds like a euphemism and it wasn't intentional. And then she gets really embarrassed and like scurries off.
Now my phone was around here somewhere. I'm just hey, Cal, Soda, wait up. I just have to grab my phone before I can't see anything. Can one of you guys shine your phone? Help me find my phone.
We keep walking. The glow is getting brighter as we go further in.
I become like pretty excited that my shirt's gonna be more and more visible, and like the possible like shot.
It's not
like
only that,
towards
but
the flame.
Your shirt is like a neon colored shirt when you go to glow in the dark golf. Like it starts picking up.
So good.
It starts picking up the like weird glow and reflecting it back. And then Cal is like, whoa, when did you get that crazy pattern? That looks so cool.
I've literally been like in it, looking at all of the different camouflage patterns for months, and I've been searching for this, and I just found it, and I'm so excited that you just noticed it. Like,
can I have some of it too?
We can, when we go back, I can like fax it to you.
Deeper, and then we noticed
there's a funny theme right now where Soda a couple times, like, this question keeps getting asked to Soda. It's like, oh, can you give me some of that? And Soda just makes up a random way of which he could theoretically do it, and clearly has no idea how he could theoretically do it. He just names a random technology every time. It's like, oh, could I vinyl it to you? Like,
can I Venmo it to you?
Could I Blu-ray it to you?
It's a bluff to see if the other person knows how to do it, and then they're just gonna be like, "Yeah, that's of course." We reached, like, we find what looks like an underground stream. Like there's it's sort of, there's like a spring where water is gurgling out of, and it's glowing. It's sort of like this stream of different colors, mostly like rose quartz and teal-ish, or like light blue, and then sort of running off down the further down the cave, down this tunnel. as if it had been channeled. Like this is the thing that has been channeling this tunnel somehow. And then it's like it's sort of also going everywhere. It's not really a specific stream in a specific place, but sort of running on the floor of the cave we're in general. And when it gets on your shoes, it starts turning the color of your you step in it, and then it starts turning the color of your camouflage, or it starts like turning into your camouflage, and your camouflage is like running off of your not leaving you, but just like the water that touches you then turns into your camouflage pattern.
Carol just has decided to abandon his phone and is walking up quickly, following behind Cal and Soda, and is like, "Oh, that's neat."
Blue is ahead of Carol because Blue has been running away from Carol because she's so freaked out by the accidental sexual euphemism she made. So she's actually already caught up to Carol and Soda and is like, "Oh, hey guys, what is this over here?" Just, trying to escape the moment of embarrassment. And then to her horror realizes that Carol is just following her.
Do you see what happened to my shirt? Look what's happening. It's spreading. The camouflage is spreading.
Carol is like right up close to behind Blue and puts his arm on her shoulder in order to like point out something. Do you see that? Do you see that's like moving? Did I hit my head when I fell down? No, I'm pretty sure. Do you see that?
Cal dips his toe into the stream downstream from where Soda is, and Cal's shoe, the like camouflage pattern goes onto Cal's shoe now. So his shoe is now camo patterned. Or the parts that have touched the stream are camo patterned. And Cal is like, "Hey, this is a way that I could get the pattern off of you."
Should we bottle it? Can you throw down some more cups so we can add some?
I think these cups are okay, and I kind of take like some of the broken cups that are like less broken, like the ones that like they're kind of tall glasses, I'm imagining, and some of them
are still
like
intact.
Some of the bottoms are still intact. So I've got a couple of these like very sharp, kind of dangerous, like half glasses of brand mutational fluid.
Okay, we should bring this up. This is really big.
I poured a bit more on, like I just like take some in one of the slightly broken janky cups and like just dump it on my shirt. So I have like this cool tie-dye camo pattern. Or no, wait, I'm like, first guys, let's tie-dye our stuff.
Oh, that sounds great. Hey, it's too bad my phone is. I can't find my phone. Otherwise, I would have tie-dyed my phone. But here, and Carol takes his shirt off.
Blue freezes. Yeah, just like time kind of stops around Blue for a second, as she hasn't actually seen Carol with his shirt off yet, but she saw the shirt get flung in front of her, so her brain knows that Carol's shirt has been taken off, and it's just like in slow motion she watches the shirt float through the air on a diagonal downward trajectory to the ground, and she is just sort of like put in a moment of like sleep paralysis over this. But in that she thinks and tries to distract herself in any way possible from the importance of this moment. So she just grabs for like random words that other people have said, and she remembers that someone said something about their phone because I guess Carol's phone is broken, and she just like starts transfixing on the idea of a phone. And then she's like, oh, I should take my phone out of my pocket. And she takes her phone out of her pocket and just trying to distract herself from this momentous occasion in front of her, just starts like using whatever the ability of this like phone is in front of her to like scan all the data from the process of the lavender camo now goo being placed inside the cup. And she starts gathering data on what is happening that she does not know enough to act on right now. She's also, because she's mostly just trying to distract herself from the shirtless Carol behind her, but she does believe she's gathering important data that may later come into play in the story.
Shirtless Carol, who just looks like a tube, pretty much.
Yes. A single width tube.
With tube arms.
Ian?
I was trying to imagine what tube Carol looks like holding the phone. Like, the neck kicks out the back in order to make space in the phone.
Yes.
And you can definitely see the 2 dots of nipples and 1 dot of belly button on the tube.
Can I ask you a personality question, Ian? Would you feel like annoyed or like competitive that everyone was taking your style?
You're asking me for like a character consultancy on Soda?
Yeah. And you're not a competitive person, but you also like to have your own style, and you want to be the cute one.
No, I think I would just be caught up in the magic of the moment.
Okay.
Like I think like something important. I think I would recognize that something vital and important was happening here.
You wouldn't be like competitive at all that someone's.
No, I would not. I would not. This moment is bigger than me.
Okay.
Bigger than all of us.
I'm just.
Throw down
I'm just very
more
excited to have a role.
Okay.
What did you say?
Throw down more cups.
Whole bunch of just like the amount of the like smashing cup noise that was repetitively in the background this whole time now increases in frequency as Robbie is clearly up there just tossing out a whole bunch of cups at a time, and so there's just a whole bunch of broken glass.
Is he getting better at it?
No, because he kind of abandoned the once they started pressuring to throw down more cups, he felt too rushed to keep up with his experiment. So he kind of just started throwing cups and occasionally getting nervous and just throwing a parachute by itself, like napkins and string kind of tied together. And
Coach Husband has this 3D printer that actually takes in like the Brandscape sand and prints glass from the sand. So he just has this printer printing more glasses as he dumps sand into a hopper above it.
Ooh,
that's
like
why.
that.
Yeah, that's why Robbie is able to.
And Robbie's like, I need more cups.
But not cups with a parachute already attached to them.
Eventually, Robbie thinks of that.
Yeah, I'd figure it out.
Yeah. I'm pushing that he's right now in just a pure moment of panic though before he figures it out, and he's just throwing cups down at in heaps.
I guess now we have to get ourselves out of this hole though.
Oh yeah.
Hey Doc, can you help us out?
I'm also down here. I can hear you. You don't have to yell.
Cannon. I don't know. I guess Soda's pretty tall and Doc's pretty short. I guess could have just looked right over.
Yeah, maybe I make a short joke, but affectionately, and also it shows that I kind of I'm admiring your petite form.
I don't appreciate it. I find it kind of patronizing anyway. It was nice, and I get that that emotion was there, but come on.
I didn't mean to offend you.
Milady.
I'm just thinking that I didn't say it.
Oh, okay.
I think
Yeah,
that's great. I
Doc.
think that,
Paint us a stairway out of here. Says Robbie from up top. I said that. I was like, that doesn't seem like a blue move. So shifting that to Robbie. Giving that line to the secondary character.
I'd like to suggest through what we've discovered in the story that the 6 streams actually somehow originate with streams of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Like water streams.
Like this is the brand mutation stream, and then somewhere
Right.
else there's the coding stream.
Well, I guess it had to get its name from somewhere.
Yes, but it's like funny because no one. Yeah. It's. I feel like it still makes sense though as just them being streams, but then for there to be real streams that they're based on somewhere in the brandscape is a good Easter egg to discover.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, I think we could make it like if this was the discovery of the first stream. I think it's like fair to make it canon the fact that it happened to be a stream, like eventually shaped its name, kind of thing. We'll have to role play the discovery of code next time and find out if it was also a
Yeah.
stream.
True that.
I think Coach runs a pretty tight bar, and after having caught on to the problem and found out that Robbie wasn't just dropping glasses in the hole, as he refers to it, but was in fact communicating. with
Another one
people
for the hole.
that there were in fact people down there, and that this mission had some sort of like purpose or shape. He fetches the ladder.
Yes.
He has a real ladder.
Yeah, it's regular.
Nice.
There's been they've been installing bar stuff this whole time. There's been like a delivery truck just came with a bunch of like bar equipment, and they've been like building it while we've been there.
It's kind of nice.
They have it. Okay, so the way that people talk about one way that we're going to colonize other planets is by basically building like printers to it, things that can print anything. So he has a glass printing instead of needing to get delivery. He just brought like the appropriate automation devices with him, whether it's like a 3D printer or like maybe a little robot that can like build things for you, like a little bug.
Wait, does that actually have people want to colonize space, or
in like that'd be one idea. You bring things that can build other things.
oh, okay.
We're clearly trying to colonize the brandscape
Replicator.
right now.
Yeah, which is low key problematic of us.
Mm-hmm. That colonial mindset.
I asked Doc if they want to boost on my shoulders. They want to like stand on my shoulders and try and get up.
Just at that moment, Coach Husband comes over the ledge and said, "Hey, I can help you out down there. Hey, I can help you out down there."
You need to look up Corpse's voice. It's really deep.
Carol bends over to grab his shirt, which is now in the cool new camo color, and starts waving it around as a flag, like, "Hey, yeah, help us out over here! Help us out over here!" He's noticeably sweaty and perhaps also a little stinky.
Stinky?
Stinky.
And Blue with her, the calculations in her mind a churnin'. She takes a daring brief reprieve to steal a glance at Carol's sweaty torso as he flings his flag and announces his presence in her heart.
Wow.
Tubular torso.
The heart beats strong in his tubular torso. So perfectly round and symmetrical.
Flesh like pizza dough.
think that sort of concludes this scene. Like,
Yeah, I think we
described
discovered.
everything.
I think we just did the discovery of the first stream.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll go to edit. And I guess so. The answer is they
I'm just
began to discover the brand mutation stream after Carol fell in a hole.
I lost his phone.
Yeah, that sums it up, right? Like, as a sentence. And it was a light event, would we all agree?
Yes. Yeah, totally.
Not a dark event.
Definitely light.
All right, it's saved as canon. Everything that just happened really
You
happened in the
it's
world
canon.
of Tucker Mountain. Yeah, this game's canon. That was, that feels like a pretty satisfying discovery of the first. I think next time we should I guess when it's my turn to be the lens, I'll like, oh yeah, I want to do another like discovering a stream episode. that was good.
Yeah. A nice contained adventure.
Yeah, and I like playing like in a like we're sort of cavemen stuck between our real lives and the fiction that we've been making for a while.
Yeah.
And we also get to do like jokey impressions of each other, which is heightens the experience.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch the caveman movie to get in the zone more.
Also, look up Corpse Husband. Look it up right now.
Also-
Play it.
Also look up Cheers.
All right, we all got our homework for next
No,
week.
you actually have to look up the Corpse Husband thing.
Okay. I'll stop streaming so Kat can't stop